How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my Modern Warfare 3 weapon guide video series. We're going to continue looking at the secondary weapons, and this time we're going to feature the Desert Eagle handgun, which has been a favourite of Call of Duty fans since Call of Duty 4, when everyone used to run around with this thing gold plated. The Desert Eagle makes another return for Modern Warfare 3, and it's unlocked pretty late on at level 76, and it's obviously found in the handgun category. The real life Desert Eagle comes in a variety of calibers, the one pictured being the 44 cal Magnum, but the one in game is based on the 50 cal Action Express version. So let's get started and take a look at some of the Desert Eagle's general features. First up, its damage figures come in at pretty high at 49 to 25, as you'd expect for that high caliber round. Thanks to the body multipliers being the same as the head multipliers at 1.4, it means you can get your shots to kill in 2 to 3, 2 at close range or 3 at long range. The recoil of the weapon is super high, and as you can see by the spread, the rest of the shots actually went straight off the target. All successive shots just go on a continuous upwards to right direction until you've exhausted your magazine. And as you can see by the iron sights picture, this weapon is quite chunky, and being one of the higher caliber pistols, it's held by 2 hands by the character model. So moving on, let's take a look at some of the Desert Eagle's more detailed stats. Like all the pistols, the fire mode is semi-automatic. It's got a pretty fast aiming speed of 0.15 seconds, but it's not quite as fast as the lower caliber pistols. Rate of fire comes out at 750 rounds per minute. This is slower than the lower caliber pistols of the P99 and 5.7, which clock over 1000 rounds per minute. But like with all the pistols, it all depends if you can feather your trigger finger fast enough to reach this number. And with the Desert Eagle in particular having that super high recoil, firing this weapon at 750 rounds per minute is going to mean your second shot and any shots after that are just going to go way off target. The reload time of the Desert Eagle is one of the fastest, just behind the USP and the P99. Being a box magazine fed weapon, the reload time of the Desert Eagle is pretty fast, unlike the revolver type weapons of the 44 Magnum and the MP412. At 1.96 seconds though, it's a little bit behind the USP 45, 5.7 and the P99. And to finish off its stats, the magazine comes in at 8 rounds, which is just above the 6 rounds of the revolvers, but not quite as high as those smaller handguns, which come in with 12 to 16 rounds. So like I mentioned, we're all familiar with the Desert Eagle from Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, and in each game it's always represented with those high damage figures, which come along with some high recoil. Because of that high recoil, the Desert Eagle is usually a weapon that you can get away with firing from the hip. Since you only need 2 shots to kill it, makes it pretty deadly at close range, and if you're using it as a secondary weapon, you can just quickly switch to this thing and gun down a couple more bad guys after you've exhausted the magazine of your primary weapon. But let's move on and take a look at the attachments that are available for the Desert Eagle. They are akimbo and tactical knife. Depending on what sort of setup you're going for in game, these attachments can be useful, but you can also get away with using the Desert Eagle without any attachments whatsoever. As the name suggests, akimbo will allow you to dual wield 2 Desert Eagles, which inhibits your ability to aim down sights, but grants you that extra firepower and makes you more deadly at close ranges. Because of that high recoil, the akimbo attachment can come in handy, in that because you need 2 shots to kill, when dual wielding the Desert Eagle, it can often just fire out 1 shot from each weapon, rather than risk missing your second shot because of the recoil when using one of these things. And second up, the attachment that's not quite as useful but does make your character model look much more cooler is the tactical knife. If you're running around and using the Desert Eagle as a primary weapon, then the tactical knife is probably more worthwhile than having no attachments at all, since you can use that faster melee in case you've exhausted your full magazine and need to take out 1 or 2 more bad guys. So that's about it for my guide to the Desert Eagle pistol in Modern Warfare 3. As always, if you enjoyed my guide or learnt anything new, please drop me a thumbs up down below. Help spread the word and give my videos more exposure. Let me know down in the comments which of the high power pistols you're a fan of. Do you prefer the Desert Eagle or one of the revolver pistols? Don't forget to come and say hello on Twitter or Facebook to socialise beyond YouTube. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll catch you all later.